This is episode 1 of a podcast that will be uploaded very irregularly. And the reason that this is going up now is because it's the Trans Day of Visibility. And this is a story of my brother who is trans. And this episode is kind of heavy. Now seems like a good time to say that there is a trigger warning here for spiritual abuse, spiritual psychosis, the Christian fundamentalist, heaven and hell, fear and judgment, crapola. It's not easy to tell these stories that put family members in not the greatest light, but you know what? They put themselves not in the greatest light with their own actions, and it's not about making people feel good. This is for the trans people out there, or the people that care more about LGBTQ people feeling safe and seen and heard and loved than they care about the feelings of the people who didn't step up for them. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm the brother.
I'm the sister. We are siblings. This is my brother. I'm the sister. And we've got a lot of stuff behind us. We've got family not affirming, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just introduce ourselves a little bit. Hello, I'm Katie. I am see how well I'm doing? Off to a great start. I am a mom. I am married to a Swede. I live in Sweden with my husband and 3 kids. I'm a podcaster and a vlogger on YouTube and a video editor, and I'm somebody that was raised, my brother and I both were raised in an evangelical Christian background. So it took me way too long to be affirming of my brother, to not think that being LGBTQ is a sin. But I got better, as the famous Monty Python skit goes. And now I just want to put more hope and allyship and support and solidarity out there, because we need all the hope we can get. And there's just something really healing about sharing our stories and connecting with people who resonate.
My life is boring.
Boring is so subjective. Like, you grew up in Utah. A complicated relationship with parents, multiple living spaces that were complicated, and finally coming to all the way across the entire country to live in Rhode Island. That's not that boring. Yeah. Oh, we could say how old we are.
I'm 32.
Yes, that's correct. And I'm 30. I'm going to be 39 in June.
I just turned 32.
Woo. So yeah, there's a 7-ish year age gap between us. I remember Mom telling me she thought she was pregnant with you, and so I would have been like 6 or 7. So I didn't know what that meant.
Mom said that you were really happy, though.
Oh, I'm sure I was. It's exciting. I remember about you as a child that you always had an aversion to girly stuff.
Yeah.
Always. What do you remember about that? Like, do you remember thinking, when did gender first enter your mind?
Probably when I was getting potty trained at really early.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them yelling at me for standing up.
Oh, wow.
And then I never felt right.
Oh. Wow, that is early. When did it start to just become more and more difficult to play the part or
I held it in until I was like 18 or 19.
yeah. I remember we could talk a bit about that the night that you came out to me in a very roundabout and confusing way.
I told it a Wikipedia or something.
Yeah, you did. You were like, there's a character in a TV show called, oh, what was the TV show?
I think it was Degrassi at the time.
Degrassi. Yeah. So I'm the same as this character in this TV show.
Yeah.
But that night was a really weird night. Like, I had been, a friend had made plans with me and then canceled, and I was really bummed because I was in Utah for not that long of a time because I'd been doing this traveling thing for a long time. And you helped cheer me up, and I remember at one point I was plucking your your eyebrows. I was like, "Oh man, I gotta take care of that. It's so bushy. You're looking like a boy." And I remember you crying, and me thinking that it was just the pain of having your eyebrows plucked. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Do you think that it was crying because of me saying that and making your eyebrows more feminine, or was it just that it hurt?
I don't really cry because of pain ever, but
So it was definitely the helping you to not look like a boy thing, huh?
probably.
Oops. So yeah, that was a night. And so what do you remember about it? About my reaction?
I don't remember much. I probably blocked it out.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember a lot of things really clearly about it. Um, I had been prepared for the whole concept of transgender from these articles that I found in this a website called McSweeney's, and there is a male to female story in there, and it was really interesting, and I was really invested in the story and in the person. So it wasn't totally out of left field like it would have been coming from our little bubble of Utah where nothing existed. Um, but wait, what was it that I remembered? I remember you saying, "Don't tell anyone, Kate. Don't just keep it to yourself. Don't worry about it. I know it's a sin. I know it's wrong. I'm just gonna suck it up and marry a dude and everything will be fine."
I kind of remember that.
And I remember like either the next day or not many days later, we went to the beach or to not the beach, Pineview Dam, and you actually wore a bikini, two-piece bikini, and we were just joking around about it, like, yeah, I make a hot girl. Oh man.
Abby actually refuses to look at pictures of me with long hair because it's not natural.
Yeah. Oh man, you had the most beautiful goldenish hair with these curls in it when you were little.
I told you I was pretty.
I don't doubt that you were pretty. You're beautiful now, but no.
Hey, my husband's totally cis and whatever, and he's got long, long, curly golden hair.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for your brother.
Yeah, I hear you. Hair isn't gendered, just like clothes aren't.
Yeah.
Wear what you stinking want to wear. Where should we go? What feels important to you about childhood? Oh, yeah, church. Um, church mindset. How much were you invested in the Christian mentality
I
at that
never
point?
was. I
Sorry?
never. I've never been invested at all. Like I, my earliest memories are fighting with mom every Sunday about wearing dresses.
Mm.
And like there's a picture of me that they took of every they took pictures of all of us kids, and I'm literally like standing on in front of the wall going like this, trying not to cry.
Oh. But like the fact that when you were like, I know it's a sin, so just forget about it, and I just won't do anything about this. Um, did you believe that it was a sin, or were you just saying that for my sake?
Probably for you, because I know how religious you always were.
Mm, wow. A big, huge thing that I remember growing up was the fact that you would have these visions, like at church, and then finding out later on, oh wait, were these spiritual, or were these psychological signs of psychological issues? Like,
Yeah.
what do you remember about that?
Well, you were like, you know, according to Dad, mental illness isn't real and it's all in your head. So like, I ne-
Duh.
I never knew anything about schizophrenia until I was officially diagnosed with it at 20, you
Oof.
know, 21 or 22, I think it was. So, you know,
I
and
remember.
then, and then
Oh,
when I
sorry.
was and then when I was diagnosed with it, I was like, wow, all those kid visions made sense.
Wow.
I guess I was one of the rare kids that started really young because most of the time schizophrenia doesn't really start or like, become prevalent until you're like late 20s or early 30s.
Wow. Like, I remember it must have been kind of a wow, dad actually respects me now kind of thing about having these spiritual visions. Did you have any of that kind of sense?
Yeah, I kind of felt like I was special when I did.
Yeah. Like I remember you talking about seeing black clouds hanging on people, saying not good enough.
Yeah,
And I remember, oh shoot, what other visions did you have? Oh yeah, I think I remember you said that you had seen like angels and demons lining up to do battle against each other in the youth room.
yeah, I see demons a lot. Oh,
Mm. So then it's like, okay, that's a theme that I'm super interested in. When is it actually spiritual and when is it mental illness? And oh gosh, that's a whole can of worms, ain't it? How was it like apart from clothes, apart from fighting about clothes? How was it growing up with our parents?
hmm.
Like, what's the first kind of thing memories you have?
I remember having like earaches and crying outside mom's door and like begging her to come out of her room, and yeah. And then I remember dad yelling at mom all the way to church and stuff, and then putting on the happy face.
What do you remember him yelling at her about?
Just everything, you know. I don't remember specifics, just like every little thing.
Huh. I don't remember that, but I'm not invalidating your memories or anything.
He used to yell a lot out when we were little. And then as he got older, I guess he got tired.
Yeah, and you were really
So he
young.
saved his energy.
When we were really young, I was bleh. You were pretty young when I left home. You were only 12. And that's when I was not home much from that point on. The longest I was home after that was after being married a
Even
lot of
years
years later.
before that, you were always gone because you went to like 6 different youth groups throughout the week.
Yeah. I was going to church like 4 days a week. Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Wednesday, Thursday. I think that's it. And my that was a rebellion against dad, was going to church too much. He thought that I should, knuckle down and stick to one church and not spread myself too thin.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. There was definitely there was a lot of walking on eggshells growing up. We
Uh,
weren't really allowed to like be ourselves or express our feelings or disappointments or differences of opinion or whatever.
oh,
Yeah. Did you feel like you could, I don't know, not say what you were feeling and just kind of try to blend in, or did you always feel like, no, but I gotta say when I disagree?
I just blended in. I never really said anything until I was like 19.
So what did you do with all the feelings?
Well, it came out to different people. I remember coming when I told mom was actually pretty accepting of it, and like when we were alone, she would call me my name and stuff and like everything. But then she was like, she told me one day, like 6 or 7 months later, she was like, I can't keep hiding this from Dad. You're gonna have to tell him. And then as soon as I told Dad, Mom totally turned her switch off, and he brainwashed her into thinking I was crazy.
Mm,
She's
it's
starting to
like,
get better.
Yeah,
and how many family members did you basically just lose in telling the truth about who you are?
uh, um, a lot of the family members were just like, "Oh, I still love you, but I just can't call you that, and I can't accept that fully." And then, like some family people were really good about it and stuff. Like Crystal and Chase and everybody were like, good about it. But yeah, nobody's really, pretty much nobody in the entire family talks to me now at all. Like even tries to reach out, except for Ella once in a while.
Yeah. She puts in more effort than our parents do.
Yeah,
What do you wish you could say to the family that has basically ignored, abandoned us?
I don't know. Sometimes I have dreams where I'm talking to them and I'm like yelling at them to like open their eyes and stuff, and you know, I remember telling. I think I told Mom once before. I don't know how old I was or what year it was or anything, but I told her I'm like if people like you or people like you in the family or the people that are in heaven, I don't want to go to heaven.
How did she take that?
She would just be. I think she was just like, "Oh, you don't mean that."
Yeah. That is such a conversation blocking phrase. Such a conversation killer. Wait, that's a gaslighting phrase, isn't it?
I guess I don't know.
Well, I said I wanted to keep this first thing short and for us to just get into the rhythm of it. Um, how do you feel? Is there anything else that you want to say before we finish it?
Next time I'll take my meds earlier so they can affect me better.
Hey,
For these meds make me tired.
we are showing up in our imperfect selves. We're showing up and we're putting something out into the world. So be proud of yourself for that. Dang it.
I'm just glad my senile cat didn't walk across the keyboard again. She did that right before we started. She walked right across the keyboard and clicked some buttons.
Oh no. Well, life happens. I'm able to edit and it's no problem. Yeah.
Make me look like Johnny Depp
I'm not
in
that
his
kind
younger years.
I don't
No,
I
so
don't
yeah.
edit
Yes.
like faces. I just edit the cuts of awkward pauses or coughing or whatever. We want to share this. We want to put this out to people and invite them to come along on this journey and share their stories and all that stuff. So, what do we want to say to the people listening that would care enough to listen to this?
Be brave. Because every story can help at least one person.
Yeah. Be brave. Don't lose hope. We have each other. There are good people in the world, and you are not alone. And whatever your situation is now, it is going to get better. And just ask for help. Reach out. Yeah. It takes courage. It takes bravery to ask for help, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah. But ask, and you're not alone. It's gonna get better. And we would invite you to like this video, share it with someone. Not our parents, just kidding. They're not going to listen to it anyway. We joked about naming this podcast Our Parents Won't Listen to This Podcast. No, it's okay. I am working to not build up a wall around my heart about them and about the people, the family members that, we're on a journey. I used to be a homophobic, terrible person. I got better. Everybody's on their journey, and I just want to have oh shoot. I want to share the word that my friend was helping me with my rainbow magic friend. Um, I can just read this little bit. Letting go of anger, working towards neutrality, a level of detachment, that it has no impact on my existence, a positive letting go instead of a wall. That's what I'm working towards. This is the most professional podcast that's ever podcasted. So you definitely will want to stick around for more, hey? All right. Hugs.
We'll get better.
We'll get better. You have to suck really bad for a long time, and then you get better as you go.
My favorite YouTubers were like that. Like in the beginning, Jared never did anything in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aiden and Jared.
So maybe we'll come up with our own cool end phrases one of these days too. But for now, the way that I end all my conversations is I give hugs. Hugs. Thank you, my brother.
Yep.
Well, that can be it. That can be our end phrase. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my sister.
Big sister.
Big sister. Little brother.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Bye. What was that music?
I turned on my Steam Deck and it was the boot up music from my Steam Deck and it was timed perfectly.
I was like, what was that? Are you trying to be clever or something?
I don't know how to do that.
I'll save this for the end, for the outtakes at the end. I was going to wait to upload this until I had a few episodes together, but when I realized it was Trans Day of Visibility, I was like, no, I want to put this up now. I want to already build the community that I can build now and just show love show support, show solidarity to trans people who are being treated like garbage, especially in America and lots of other places of the world too, of course. You are loved, your life is valuable, your story matters, and there are good people in the world who care about you. You are not alone. So, thank you for listening to this. If you want to share this with other people, if you want to help put it out there, that would be lovely. We just want to use our voices to make a difference. Me and my brother. And yeah. Whatever interaction you give to this video helps the algorithm to put it out there to more. If you're new to this channel, it is a smorgasbord of conversations with all kinds of people from all kinds of walks of life. I have a lot of spiritual journeys and transformations, and I have a lot of regular people in the non-mystical world. And something I want to do is have more queer conversations to bring more hope and love and solidarity to people who are needing it. So, yeah, if you want to subscribe and look out for that, you are welcome. And if you want to check out old episodes, here's some that you can look at. All right. Bye for now. Bye.